Hello. Hi. I have attempted to make many ASMR video this evening. In the entirety of this whole process, I've tried to probably make about 7 different attempts at ASMR videos, and each one more stressful than the last. I don't know what it is. I'm very passionate about the topic. There's my neighbors have this, anytime I've done an ASMR video, there's just this magic dog that appears, and that just has been barking for, I kid you not, an hour, and I get kind of really worked up about it just because it's a noise that I can't control. Then my fridge makes this crazy humming noise, the kind you hear at gas stations, is loud. And then, oh yeah, there was a firework display. It's pretty frequent that fireworks happen around here, but it's 1 a.m. right now. That's pretty much the time that those sort of things happen. But I feel people get drunk and then just decide to let off fireworks that they have at their house. Cool, great, thanks. Okay, I'm done ranting. I think this is going to be a message about abundance, fortune, how to thrive. It feels kind of. It could be kind of quirky, because that's just how I'm feeling. So tool towards forward motion. Okay. I think you're kind of wondering, you might have been in a certain area, space, living quarters, situation in life, kind of ordeal and or just situation, whether you feel comfortable or not, you have started to find neurosis. You're becoming a little neurotic, I think. I think it's kind of hard for you in this element to maybe get a real good look at things, a real close look at. You could be analyzing things in too serious of a light or too heavy of a light, I'm hearing or sensing, but it also could just be you were looking at the same things and it's not really affording you any luxury. I think that you could be comfortable or not comfortable. It's a sense that you feel you might be sort of working on how to figure out the best decisions in a situation or life. It seems like a situation. You could be kind of topsy-turvy at this moment. The 9 of Wands it's the final step card, but you could be feeling the weight of your situation, or an ordeal has come to pass in this situation. But I think you're really trying your hardest to figure out the best forward motion for yourself and others. It seems you are being very calculated in a helpful way. It's not degrading the situation. You might feel numb to the situation or distracted in a way. You could be choosing to find a way to numb the situation, the star in reverse. Let's see. I really think that you were trying to lock in on yourself at this moment. It seems like a lot of people are trying to do that. Just it's kind of like in the air in a sense of people are just tired, and just like tired, worn out, feeling more complex, wanting to be like, I feel like it's a shift. Everyone is kind of shifting from where they were, and so there's a lot of commotion in the air. A lot of people really trying to find their bearings, their grounds, how to like start locking in things for themselves. It has a lot of chaotic motion because people are walking away from certain things. Like it seems like a time that things might be starting and stopping at the same time. Like, how overwhelming is that? It could be like you have like a bunch of opportunities that kind of make you aware that you need to do something else or let go of something else. You know that you have to let go of something to attain whatever. But it just seems like it could be very full. There's more than you were aspiring for or thought was happening. Maybe you were expecting it, doesn't matter. You are prepared. You have the magician, whether you feel that or not. Your forward motion that you are making is helping you get to, I really noticed the sun and the moon, so I feel like you're kind of finding balance in the best ways that you can, and the small motions are all you really need to do to get to an end or like see results as of right now, because the magician has all the ability in the world to grow pretty much anything that he wants. There are things in life that you are not meant to attain, so you being the magician, you should be pretty aware of like what is reasonable for you, what you would actually want, because you know, like when you're in a place in life that you might not be so healthy or like great for yourself, you can want things that are such. So when you kind of find that higher self, or when you kind of become more centered within oneness, or just like, you know, normality in your own sense, whatever that is, I think you start to really see what is an illusion, what is foolish to want. Like some things you don't even want anymore, because it's just you are of higher knowledge. You're in another realm at this point. I think you're sitting pretty. Male, female, doesn't matter. I think you are taking control of your crops. You're deciding what you would want to plant. Maybe that's like not a metaphor. Maybe you are trying to like actually grow stuff, or renovate, build in some way, find something to pour into in a sense. You have like laser focus, it seems. Oh my gosh, jeez. Okay, so let me just show you this. I was looking at these cards. Her eyeballs were catching my vision, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stare at this and see what comes what comes up. And so I went to the next card. That I hope you can see these. This really extremely blank stare in both of them. Very, very strong without rhyme or reason sort of gaze on these two. They know what they're probably thinking about, or it almost seems like they don't. This could be a very new time, a very stunning time. When I say stunning, I think it's kind of like, because I always enjoy how life presents us with plays on words. Because when I say stunning, I think that you might be overwhelmed in certain ways. You're trying to find balance in a lot of things, emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever. But I even heard closet, like maybe wardrobe or something. You're just like, there's a balance that is to be had, structure to be built, but the stunning thing. The stunning thing. So I think that the situation could be stunning you, but the things that you get are going to be like really rewarding. I think that it will be very something that you end up very much using a lot in the future and or enjoying, because the results of having like this crop that you've attained in some way, emotional fulfillment in what seems to be your own psyche or the future. You could be it could just be as simple as like actually moving forward, because for as long as I can remember, I've been very stagnant, haven't done anything that's like super different outside of my course of action in life. And it could just be as simple as something is changing and it kind of shifts your vision in a bigger way and on a bigger scale than you expected. Like it could have been just like a small action, but it kind of results to be like a new perspective, like an easier get through. Like something could be very harsh because you've been thinking about it or you've been stewing on it. You've been in a situation where it's hard to like look away from it and not, like when you do look away, you feel just the same emotion when you come back to it. Like you just cannot shake this emotion. I think some small actions, some big actions, some medium actions, whatever kind of comes to fruition, I think being open-hearted to all change, just like forward communication, forward focus, forward stability of some sort. Like, what do I think? You could like crocodiles, you could like swans, you could like owls, sparrows, horses, birds of prey. You could enjoy sleeping in. You could like keeping secrets. You could be kind of defensive at times, maybe. I think that these things you could find easier like I think you would be more satiated in life if you could take life maybe less seriously, maybe not drink from the cups that you have been, like in an emotional sense, like stop delving into any feelings that you've had of the past. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's kind of time to immerse yourself in, I heard a new fluid, and that is disgust. It's kind of a garbo analogy, Claire, but what should I say to this? I think that it would be really refreshing to you if you could give some new things a chance. Like, if it's just like having fun with some people, giving people chances, hanging out with like some like, you know, like whatever makes you feel light. If it is treating yourself to something because you don't want to be around people, do that. If you like working out, do that. Go outside, travel. The things that are in your realm that you can kind of control, but it's in a pleasurable sense, but not something that you've been doing. Like, it seems like you should do something more wholesome, like something that kind of gets you back to your, like, feeling childish, or like having a deep conversation with someone. There's something that's tugging at me that I feels like you should be walking away from your current situation, getting a fresh little vision, getting a new look upon the whole situation, because there's things that are worth fighting for, building on, but they also benefit from refresh. When your computer starts acting up, what do? You turn it off, you restart it. Just do that. Try that. Like, if your thing is to sleep in all the time or sleep a lot, maybe put yourself on a strict regimen, or just maybe look at things in like an opposite way. I've kind of been on that kind of kick lately. It seems like kind of testing yourself in small ways that aren't like super annoying could be helpful. Like, just going through the motions of like, '88 could be 88 could be occurring in your life, or 8 could be interesting to you for whatever reason. This card is very nice. The 8 of Pentacles. It was in reverse though. So yeah, it seems like you're kind of stuck in a rut maybe right now, and it's just you need to treat yourself to that good old I heard retry. So it seems like maybe an old and you got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, so that's a thing that you've been working on for the longest. So maybe it is something worth like investing in, but slow motion. Be patient with yourself. Be very gentle. You have to start with yourself if you expect to be able to give to other people that same sort of energy. It doesn't come from nowhere. You can't just start later. Like, you have to begin good habits before you are in the motions of the things that you are gonna have to like be doing in like on road or if you're in motion, you're gonna have to be able, it's got to be like a second nature to you. You can't be learning when you're in the motion. When you're in the motion. So I think stability is yours. Grasping your cleverness, your creativity, and all those things, and just apply it to variance. Try something different. You gotta shake it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be, it can be if you want it to be. It's whatever. Just we're just gonna shake up things a little bit. We're gonna try something new, and I think that could just liven things up a bit. It's a good start. It's a tool. So with that, my best to you. Hello, hi, what it do, motherfuckers? Today we are talking about your fortune. Pile 2. How to become fortunate, things like that, tools to be helpful, finance advice, because I look very like someone that you would get financial advice from, right? Oh, you could do a lot of talking to yourself. I just started like rambling like a madman at the beginning of this reading. So that could be something that you do a lot. You could think a lot, and it could kind of put you in a pensive place. Like maybe you walk away from conversations being like, well, what did I just say? Or why did I say that? That kind of situation. You maybe look into automatic writing or journaling of some sort of writing to get out of your head or get things out, maybe so you can like read yourself a little bit. Things like that I think could be really helpful. You could feel like you were destined. You could have had a hard time with your future. Maybe you didn't feel like you had a future, or you felt like you did something to ruin it in some way. Pardon me. So I feel like maybe you didn't have much of a future ahead of you. You could have assumed that it was going to be fruitless, of some, like you thought you were going to be struggling forever. Maybe didn't think you would make it this far for whatever reason. Maybe there was a lack of self-confidence, maybe a lack of self-love in some way. I don't know that you're like defensive about it. I think you kind of have found a lot of ways to live in your skin, but it seems as though you kind of are always teetering between a realm of like disbelief that you're still here and kind of like, why am I still here, perhaps. I'm very sorry that you feel that way. It seems like it could just be like a numbing thing. Maybe you do something to numb it. Doesn't always have to be like a vice, but you could do like, you could actually have like hobbies that you do to help you cope with things. Like a lot of people listen to music, work out, like eat things. There are healthy ways that people cope, and then there's not. Maybe you have found ways that are very helpful for you, so you kind of you take things with a grain of salt, maybe. So my voice keeps on acting up, so I think maybe you feel very uncomfortable in your own skin for whatever reason. You could be very defensive deep down when you feel out of control. Like maybe you are someone who's very composed in a lot of ways, and you've managed to like build a lot of structure, like you have a castle around you, but when something falls out of line, you are very focused on it, like hyper focused to a fault for sure, and or it just is something that kind of like really tugs on your mental more than anyone should have to deal with. I think music is helpful for you, like very much like your religion. A lot of people love music. I think that you probably really enjoy lyrics. You probably like loud music. I think you probably have like a sarcastic attitude towards a lot of things that is a sign of being like really intelligent, usually, because you have that humor that you can be like dumb and silly, but you're aware of it kind of situation. You're aware of a lot of things. Maybe that's how you kind of like trick people, or like, you know, life is but a game. Not showing all your cards is something maybe you found to be a benefit of yours. So you play a role, or you play the role of like a jester or a funny person. And deep down, you are the King of Swords. You are someone who doesn't want their toes to be stepped on at all. You don't want to be poked, prodded, none of it. You don't really deal with that. Maybe people around you know that, or you take flight when such things happen. Like maybe you're kind of a no holds sort of, I'm out of here if this is uncomfortable, or you say what you feel very much. Maybe you have anger issues or communication issues when it comes, like you hold yourself back to a point where you explode, or you say things directly too aggressively because you're high, like you're very emotional at first and you like want to take it back after a thought process hits you, or a variety of things like that. Just a bad communication style, like it's been severed a little bit. People can't fully communicate with you in some way. Like I'm not saying like they probably can in all ways about certain things, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can probably talk to like someone in every way about like love, life, but you can't about one thing. So there's that little hill or hole. It's something you need to avoid, and that kind of keeps you on your toes. And it's like, this is a reoccurring event in your life. I think it's kind of like a haunting of why can't I just find people that are like I wanted to say shadowless, but maybe you just want to not feel blindsided. Maybe you're making sure that you trust is a big ordeal, or it is a monumental task to be had. Maybe you have a hard time trusting yourself, and that's how you've attracted people up into this point. Could be that you are in your heart not that, but it's hard to find a way out of the lifestyle, because life sometimes only provides you with what you can, like, you have to be secretive, like for your own health or safety. Like sometimes you have to be defensive for your own benefit, and a lot of, like, I think you are just trying not to fly too close to the sun. Like maybe at one point in your life you were kind of like, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care about anything. Try me. But as of lately, you're kind of seeing that's like an attitude that's been dissipating throughout your life. Maybe you're starting to feel the gravity of life. Like, I used to not have a problem with heights at all. Didn't care for any of it. But lately, I have had a hard time, like, walking closer to edges. It could just be kind of like, you're feeling more real these days, or something maybe shook you to your core or made you feel more physical than ever. And you realize that, like, things can be disrupted. Things can be altered quite easily, to say. Life can change within a blink of an eye or, a second. Maybe that's kind of prevented you from building on yourself. You could be someone who's had a hard time maintaining life or a lifestyle, comforts, friends, relationships. Maybe you're kind of feeling boxed in by your own ways and or the people around you. You could, like, literally be stuck in your situation as of right now. There's a lot of this kind of, like, authority. You could maybe be in legal binds, maybe like having to go to jail or getting out of jail, and it's hard to like live, because it is. These two cards are showing signs of being stuck, and this one says authority at the top. Maybe you have a problem with authority. Maybe when like you're someone who's very, very smart, and you have recently come up to something that's kind of like stumped you, perhaps, and maybe you've like made a decision and you knew better, and now the thing has kind of turned on you in some way, and you're like, I knew better, this is annoying. You're seeing like other people live their life in a certain sense or way, and you're kind of like side-eyeing everything. You could have really like been rocked by yourself or like life, and right now, don't take it too harshly. You are in I think you are needing to ask for help, it seems, is your biggest thing, whether it is just from like strangers, like you might need to get like a loan for something, or reassess finances in some way. This card says desperation at the top, and it's the 9 of Swords, and every time I think of the 9 of Swords, I'm like, sucks. That would be a terrible thing to have 9 swords stabbed into your back, because it could be by your actions, everyone's actions, you know, like a sequence of events sort of thing, and you're not at the end. Like, it's a sense of like nightmares. It's a nightmare. You're aware of how bad things are, but they're not over yet, and I don't know if there's signs of end, like there is, because it's close to 10, and 10 is restart, but frame of reference of like how that goes into real life, it could feel pretty bleak at times. The 9 of Swords is just, yeah, it would not be great to have a 9 of Swords plunged into you, would it? And it's desperation. So this could be a time of rest. You need to ask for help. So maybe if you might need to get some advice, or like I'm feeling like, what do I... 3 of Cups is a card of like people, maybe because it's like a toast, but it could be like loved ones or friends. These the colors in this one are very pretty. You could be invited to something soon. You could be going to more events in the future, documenting more things in the future. You might want to document things in some way or form, like taking pictures, video, writing stuff, maybe writing handwritten notes to people that you care about, spending time with your animals. Animals are frequently highly suggested for you to be around if you are looking for advice. I know that sounds, I don't know how out there you are, but being around animals is very prosperous. They have a sort of they feel like a antenna to me. Always feel like more connected with this earth. They're a grounding, and grounding is kind of what you need right now. I think you need help in some way. Like, you need to accept help. It seems like you're struggling financially or in this world building somehow, emotionally for sure. You're drowning in this like ocean. It could be because of finance that you are feeling struggles, or just like blocked in. Maybe you feel like you have to give away some time and that's annoying you. But over time, abundance is to be had if you can lay down your desperation for abundance and or control. Like, I think before you, because the Ten of Swords, maybe you could avoid it, maybe, because the Ten of Swords is what would be considered next. But I think you could avoid it by asking for help from another person. 33 could be a number of significance to you, or 3, or June. But the 3 of Pentacles is growing despite a mountain, growing despite despair, lack of abundance. Something is coming in for you to erect a playfulness in your life, or your ability to have fun again. Maybe you need to have fun in order to find abundance. Like, maybe it's kind of this like weird situation where the more you sit in the sadness, the more life is like kind of gonna pick on you. Whereas if you could just like get off of this like, I figured out what epitaph is. If you remember, I kind of was stumped on like what that word was for a second. I like completely lost it. So you could be sitting on like what you feel is like a gravestone of something that you've done, or an action, or the way that you are, you feeling like unworthy of change. I think that life is going to pick on you if you contain that sort of energy, and you need to ask for help, whether it just be like asking the world for help. Like, maybe you sit and you kind of like ask, you pray, or you start writing out the things that you want and write down a plan, or start asking people around you for help, or how to plan, like something like that sort of situation. You need to be addressing the fact that you have been growing in yourself. Maybe you have been really working hard and you've been kind of figuring out like how to do it on your own. Right now, I think, is a time of asking for help. Even if you are going to end up doing it on your own, I think that you're kind of in a stumped place because things could feel like your feet are glued down, or you're like, there's a need for change and it's coming for you. So you don't want to be like unable to move when it's coming in, because it could be scary. It could be fun or scary. Like, so imagine the change is over, and this is the Death card. So imagine that is like change and it's over in the corner, doing its thing. If it's bad, you want to be able to move away from it. If it's good, you want to be able to go towards it, and enjoy it with other people, or enjoy it for yourself. So that's what that seems like the best kind of like, wrap up for that. And these are huge cards. Oh my gosh, actually, what in the world? Oh, and it's the 3 of Pentacles, so it kind of makes me feel like you should work on being lighthearted, childlike, finding wonder in this life, not being glued down by thoughts or actions, whether you've done something wrong or good, bad, whatever. Forward motion is necessary, because death is like upon us, change is upon us. Death is a good thing. I feel it through this card in this situation. It's just a matter of building upon whatever the change is. If we need to move away from it, we will. If we need to go towards it because it will be fun or helpful, we will. And you've been spending this time to figure that out, and or you've recently come to this decision, or you're going to be coming into this knowledge soon. And